Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Amawan from the Good Mill Song Camp here in Philadelphia, giving all praises and due honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the Good Mill Song, and honors and citation out there to the hopeful elect. So he's going to get into it. So this video is going to be about, this movie that I basically, I didn't see this movie yet, like the whole thing, just seeing like the very beginning of it. But through the spirit, this caught my attention. I wasn't even trying to look for this. I was just on. This is on HBO Max or whatever, and I clicked on the title of the movie. And when I first clicked on the title of the movie, I didn't click on it for the title of the movie. I clicked on it for the image, let me see. Let me go back. So this is the image I seen. So I looked at this. And I was thinking this is like a doomsday clock, but you see that the world is in the clock. It's basically like a countdown. Then you see this figure holding back the world. You see how, I guess the cosmos, space, whatever, stars. That's why I clicked on the video, but then I started analyzing the title, and I was like, wow, it says world without end. Then it hit me. I'm like, damn, that's in the scriptures. That's literally talking about, the Lord's people, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans, and basically the next world to come, because the world without end is synonymous or goes hand in hand with the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the world without end is the Lord's kingdom. And the Lord basically said in Daniel and all throughout the Bible that His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, which shall not be given to any other people. Let me get that real quick. Any other people. Yup. Alright, that's not it. That should not be left. Most likely Daniel 7 or 2. I think it's Daniel 2. Yeah. Yup. Daniel 2. That's another good scripture. All right, so this is Daniel chapter 2. I think it's 44. Yep. This is the divine kingdom, okay? And they have here all the other kingdoms that's going to be before our kingdom, okay? You got the Babylon, the Medo-Persian, and Greece Empire, Rome. See, they got Rome here. This is what you would never, ever hear in the churches, man. They would never break this down ever in the churches, man. Okay, to break this down, you have to acknowledge that America is Rome, okay, or the new Rome, or the second Rome, or the revival, or America is the revival of the Roman Empire. If you can get that far into it, but the churches will never touch these scriptures, man. Okay, they will never break these down. And what's nice is Esau did this. Esau was most likely behind, putting these markers here to let you know what it's going into, which I forget when he first did that. But when they did that, it was good. It was really good. It was good to see that they did that. It basically gives you a breakdown of what the chapter or what the certain passages are going into, And it's a lot of history, man. Like, this is like precept upon precept. Like, you just read. If you reading this like a storybook, you're going to get lost, man. Okay? Because it's a lot of history that, these few verses go into. Okay? The scriptures are infinite, man. You can go on forever. Okay? With the Bible and with the different verses, man. Even the shortest, verse in the Bible, Jesus wept. That tells a lot, man. Like, I heard it, first from Elder Apostle Gabar, man. How shot wet because of the simplicity of our people, man. How simple they are, man. It's like I really gotta die for these motherfuckers, man. Like, holy shit, these motherfuckers ain't they not there, you know. And then you see or what our people today is nothing but coonery and buffoonery and fuckery, at an all-time high. That's why the Lord said, I pray for them, not for the world, man. He's not coming for all of his people. He's only coming for the elect, the remnant of his, and that's another thing they don't teach in the church. They teach everybody me say, which is bullshit. That's why these people, they don't have no fear. They don't have no fear of consequences. They're unbridled in their lusts. They don't have no discipline. They don't have no fear of the Most High, which is the beginning of wisdom. Most of these people, they don't have a fear. Our people, they love pork. They will never let that shit go. They either love one thing or hate the other. Okay, they can't just run a straight line. Okay, with the scriptures, with the law. It got to be something that they pick and choose. Over what the Most High said, man. It's always about how they feel. Just like a damn woman, man. That woman spirit, that Eve spirit, is in our people, man. Either the spirit Esau or the spirit of the woman is in our people, man. That's why it says that when the envy of the devil came into the world, after Cain slew Abel, that spirit basically, invaded our people, man. Under the curses. And like this also scriptures say, through her we all die, man. So even in the wicked, the Edomites or Cain, the same, or the serpent, the same spirit, man. But anyway, our people are simple as hell. But the churches would never, tap into these scriptures, man. They would never actually teach their church or their congregation. The congregation is only there for show, for hypocrisy. They'll go to church Sunday, and act like they're holy and divine and uncorruptible, but yet they're outside of the church or even inside the church. They're just full of corruption. And, you see what's happening with the government being exposed again. But guess what? Nothing gonna happen. Yet they'll put they'll put Diddy in jail, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. They'll kill off our artists, Michael Jackson, Prince, etc. Man, okay. Angie Stone. It's so many of them. They'll either put us in jail. They have us all paraded around the media, but yet they don't see no jail time. Here these bits of information are dropping. Nothing is happening. They'll distract you with this scenario, that scenario, but nothing actually happens to them. Why is that? Because they run the world. Okay, the world is run by corruption and wickedness, man. Okay, the wicked are in power, and we're seeing, people are seeing it, man. People are seeing it every fucking day, man. Okay, every damn day, and people in the comments are seeing this and are seeing it and saying something about it. But like they mainly saying that all this is happening, all this is being exposed. But what the fuck are we going to do? What can we do? Like, there's nothing you can do about it. But just sit there and they can show you videos, man, of what they actually do. And people, they'll still be stupid enough to, not do anything. Or just they not going to do nothing at all. Or just sit back or make an excuse for it. Like most of these Mogtards, they'll make excuses. Like, it's literally people that was interviewed and they brought out bombshells information about Trump, and they literally said they don't care. He's my president. These people are willingly ignorant. And then you got Esau. He speaks lofty concerning oppression. Here he's the one who's committing high level crimes and robbery and murder all over the planet Earth. But yet he sees everybody else as a criminal, as a theist, when he's everything above and beyond. But anyway, I'm gonna read the scripture. Go back to the topic at hand. It says, Daniel 2:44, and in the days of these kings, so the Most High of heaven, Yahweh Shem Shabbat Kodash, set up a kingdom, which is the world without end. Which you want to get that precept too, which is the Lord's kingdom. Okay, the kingdom of the Israelites, Yahweh Shem Shah's kingdom, man. That's which is going to last forever. It says it right here, which shall never be destroyed. Okay, that's why the title again. The title of the movie is World Without End. When we want to go into what the movie is about, which is obvious about us. That's why they named it that, you know. And this is a movie that was made in 1956. Okay, and this is basically about, you know, Esau going to the moon. Not going to the moon, but, you know, traveling throughout space or whatever. And then that goes to show you, you know, Esau always known he was going to go into outer space. You know, if you look into it, like from what I found, you know, they've been talking about going into outer space like since the late '80s. You know, with different literature, movies. You got a movie, I forget what year. It's like an old ass movie called Fly Me to the Moon. You had a lot of different things that came out over the years. Then also you had movies about them being invaded by the angels, or Yahweh Shai and the angels, man, and the holy angels. You know, the basically telling you or pre-programming you about his end. Okay, and even in this movie, in the very beginning, which I basically showed. Let me see. Which, you know, I'm probably gonna be copyrighted to, you know, to oblivion. But the very, 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 very first scene, and this is how it starts. They show you the nuclear destruction, man. Okay? Why is that? Because they know that's the end of their world. Okay? This is the end of Esau's kingdom, man. They know this. They know the nuclear missiles are in the Bible, man. They literally have a section in the Holman Bible Dictionary. Okay? When you go to the letter N, you basically keep going, you'll find something called nuclear weapons or nuclear missiles, man. And then they give you the breakdown in the scriptures. Okay? And even in the Zion and Compact Bible Dictionary, they tell you about Esau Edom, where they say he has no hope, he has no future, he was given no repentance, man. Okay? And it says about great future judgments. This is the great future judgment right here, man. Okay, they showed you in Terminator 2 with Sarah Connor when she was on that gate getting burnt up. They know, man. They know about the day of the Lord, man. All right, come on, man. My internet not working. Fucking Satan. Fucking Satan, man. All right, whatever. Fucking Satan want to play right now. I'll do my damn nose too. And it says, and in the days of these, I'm gonna have to read this because this is, I don't know what the fuck going on. Yeah, Satan is in the midst right now. See that work? But it says again, Daniel 2:44. Damn phone that. All right, forgive me, I had to take that call. But anyway, it's like this is Daniel 2:44. It says, "And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, set up a kingdom, which is the Lord's kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. See, a world without end, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people." Who is the other people? Damn, I forgot. This shit ain't fucking with me right now. I never seen this ever seen this before on BLD. Anyway, I gotta use this because it's fucking Satan. Isaiah 14:1. This is yep. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. You know, salvation belongs to the Israelites, and will yet choose Israel. Okay, and set them in their own land. Now, if the strangers was talking about the other nations, why the hell would it basically say they would make? You know, it's just stupid. Like, it's stupid. And the strangers shall be joined with them. The strangers are talking about the outcasts or the Israelites that are scattered. We are scattered. Okay, we are not in the land of Israel, man. Okay, we are scattered all throughout the earth, man. Now, you can say, look, the strangers be the other nation, they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, but they're going into slavery. If they're the other nations, they're going into slavery. You know? And they're going to basically worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, and the Lord's people. And the Lord's people are going to basically, enforce the laws, man. But we know the strangers are the Israelite foreigners, man. And it says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. No, this is a different word. Hold up. Let me see, cleave. Okay, definition of the Bible. Yep, to be faithful. Yeah, to be, come on, man. That only applies to Israel, man, to stick fast. Now, it's funny because it says definition in the Bible. That's funny. I wonder if they got an AI. Yep, carries a dual meaning. Or be united with someone or something. Cleave as adherence, attachment or commitment to a person, cause or belief. Yeah, that's the Israelite foreigners coming back. Yup, the Hebrew word debak, to stick, cling, or be joined closely. Exactly. Yup, this reflects a deep bond covenantal. Let me see this word. Hold up. Convenantal. I gotta see this shit.
Covenantal.
Okay, I was right. Covenantal. Okay, basically going into the covenant. So it's talking about Israel. This reflects a deep covenantal bond, spiritual, emotional, and physical, between husband and wife. And we know the husband is, Yahweh Shah, and the wife is Israel, man. Forming one flesh. The scriptures talk about that, man. We're one as a people. The Most High, through his son, brought us back, man. Okay, to be his people. Okay, so I'm going to keep this up. That's really good. It said, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, referring to the Israelite foreigners. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Okay? The them are the other nations. Okay? And in Israel, the house of Israel, because we all going to be one, the northern and the southern kingdom, we not basically going to be known as the northern and the southern kingdom no more. Because we're going to be one, we're going to be the house of Israel. But Yahshua Allah. And it says, shall possess them in the land of the Lord. Okay, what's the land of the Lord? The land of Israel. For servants and handmaids. And it's, you got, guys out there talking about something, Israel, not the homeland, Africa. Get the fuck out of here. We're not going to Africa, man. All right? We're not going to Africa. The land of Israel is the land of the Lord, man. All right? For you guys that think you so goddamn smart, you think you smarter than the Most High, man, you're going to be dealt with, man. You're going to be dealt with. Because you're not knowing what's coming, man. You don't know the hell that's coming, man. Not even in the slightest do you know. But yet you think you can outsmart the Most High, man. But outsmart the concentration camps, the missiles, the Karagma, all that shit that's coming, man. The concentrate, I think I said that, the hell that's coming, the anguish, the punishment, the misery, okay, the many great miseries, okay, your family being called off, okay, left and right, you seeing your everything gonna happen, man. Let's see you get through that, since you don't want to believe in the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, and again, the simplicity of our people, man. They really don't believe, man. It only comes down to the elect. It says the just shall live by faith, man. And one of the definitions of cleave is to be faithful to. And that's, the Israelite, the Israelites that's gonna make it, man. And it says, for servants and handmaids, and there's many different precepts, going into the captivity of the nations. I'm only going to bring out one, because the other people are the other nations in Daniel's 2:44 that's going to be enslaved by the Israelites. Okay, that's why because they're never going to come into power again. I can even get this. Let me see if this working. There's some BS right here. Nope. Still fucking up. I'd never seen this before. And they shall take them captives, and whose captives they were. We were captives to the other nations. But now guess what? And they shall rule over their oppressors, man. Starting off with the so-called white man. Okay? And then on down, man. All the nations outside of the nation of Israel shall go into captivity. Thus saith the Lord. All right, Isaiah 2 and 4. I'm gonna go to verse 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Most High of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, you see. And that's another, again, that's talking about the other nations, but the Israelite foreigners. But the other nations, they're going to learn the ways of the Lord. They're not going to learn the ways of the so-called white man, okay, or democracy, the political systems, the conservative, Republicans, Democrats, all that bullshit. They're going to learn the truth, man. Okay, the truth is going to be abundant. We're going to live in a world of truth, man. In this world, like in Nahum says, it's full of lies. Okay? Like one of the major lies, obviously the main one is Yahweh Shah being depicted as a goddamn cracker. Okay, then the Israelites being depicted as Edomites or Caucasian people. And then you got many other lies, like, them going to the moon. Okay, they never went to the fucking moon, man. They didn't get even close to the damn moon. Okay? The Most High, he set it up where they're restricted. They can't go but so goddamn far. And that was a lie that was fabricated. Okay? There's nothing, this America and Esau's world is full of lies, man. Just like the Edomite victimhood that Esau is spewing out of his goddamn mouth, man. His cancerous mouth. Wicked mouth, man. All this victimhood and talking shit and talking down on Jake. Like he's not the fucking wicked. speaking great swelling words, speaking pompously, speaking lofty concerning oppression. These devils are coming unhinged, man. Okay? They're coming undone, man. They showing their horns more, you know? They basically giving permission to basically murder whoever they want to. And mainly, they just coming against you so-called white people, man, for getting in the way. Anyway, and we will walk. Let me just keep going. And we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion, from Israel, shall go forth the law. You see? And in Israel, in the kingdom of heaven, we are going to be perfect. I ain't talking about them fucking imposters, okay? The you know who's. And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, okay? And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, not America, okay? Not China, not Russia, okay? Not the BRICS nations, not the EU, the NATO. Okay, Trump got the border of peace, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, not that. It says, in the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Okay. And it says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat this is after World War III. Okay? Isaiah 34. And shall rebuke many people, meaning judge through what? Horrific, indescribable violence, man. Okay? Because we haven't seen it yet, man. When the Lord, we've been showing movies and all that, but wait till it happens. It's going to be indescribable. Right now it's indescribable, man. Okay, what the Lord is going to do, he's going to make Columbus, Cristobal Colon, look like goddamn Elmo. Look like a damn Teletubby. Okay? When the Lord comes back, man, it's really going to be a depopulation program. He's going to rid the earth of the wicked, or of wickedness, man. Okay? And on all of you people that are left are going to be rounded up, that are outside of Israel, you going into slavery. And then Israel, we are as the sand of the sea, man. Okay? It's going to be a lot of Israelites out there. If they don't want to get right, guess what? Isaiah 27. St. John 27. Okay? Or I think 1927, I believe. Yeah, 1927. That's when we put it in use, man. If you want to serve the Lord. And it says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, the other nations, and their spears into puny hooks, because the Most High basically building them up for war, so they can destroy themselves. And basically, the Lord, he's gonna finish the job. After that, they're gonna go into slavery, and they're gonna become servants and handmaids, like we just read in Isaiah 14, and they're gonna build up the kingdom of heaven. Okay. And their spears and their puny hooks. Okay. Nation shall not lift. They're like the spears are like the missiles. They're not gonna have need of that no more. Okay. Nation shall all these nuclear weapons they got, they're gonna use them. Okay. They're gonna use their whole arsenal. All right. And it says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation. You see, no more wars. That's the kingdom of heaven. Trump, when he lied, when he said no more wars, he lied big time. That's another lie. That's another, come on, man. That's all he's been doing since he got back. He been going to war with the American people, okay, or if you want to say the immigrants as well, so-called. But really, he's going to war with Israel, the Lord's people. And he's been in many wars, man. Venezuela, Iran, okay? Just to name a few. But the world, war is going to end after the Lord comes back. Not when Trump decides, okay? Trump is just a puppet, okay? Really for the Most High. but down here on Earth for the international bankers, the elites, the small has the tiny tops. Okay, he doesn't decide. Like the scriptures say, it's many different times, man, and we are in a time of war. We're not in a time of peace. If he said no more wars, that means we're in a time of peace. We're not, and we know that's how the elites get rich, super rich, filthy rich. It's through war. It's non-stop. Okay? The machine is always running, man. Now you got an AI war. Come on, man. It's non-stop. And you seen the movies what happened when you got AI involved and robots and shit. You see what fucking happens. They rebel. Okay? The word robot comes from the Czech word robotnik, which means slave. Okay? They all rebel, man. It's in their nature. You being oppressed so long, you're going to rebel, man. Just like Esau's system. They had people in check for so long, but it is over, man. His kingdom is crumbling. It's toppling over, man. It says, every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. The plowman shall overtake the reaper. It says, O house, and it says, nation shall not lift sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. That's in the kingdom of heaven. It says, O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord. Okay? That's all it's gonna be about, man. And it's gonna, again, world without end. Let's read this. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I mean, I'm done. I'm done. It said Israel shall be saved. Okay? That's it. Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. That's the kingdom of heaven. Okay, the divine kingdom. Let's read Daniel again. And it says, the divine kingdom, okay, the Most High shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, meaning the other nations, man. But it shall break in pieces I don't know if I can use this. Let me see. What is that? Nope, can't use it. I can get Psalms 2 as well. And this also goes into the movie, man. Oh, it did come up. All right, cool. This is Revelation 2:25. And it says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see? The Israelites shall have power over the nations. We just read that in Isaiah 14. Okay, 1 and 2. And it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Okay, and this is the Lord. He's going to bless his men with. He's going to bless the remnant of Israel with. Okay. And he that overcometh, the elect that overcometh, that's surpass their test, that endure to the end. All right, man, this thing is fucking pissing me off. And keeping my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Okay? And he shall rule over the nations, man. That's the other people. Okay? These are the servants and handmaids. Okay? The other nations, the heathens. This, again, so-called white man, so-called Arab, Japanese, Chinese, Hawaiian, or Japhet, the Hamite, any Hamite. Okay? All the other nations that's outside of Israel, they going into slavery. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, man. Because that's how it's supposed to be, man. Okay? And it says, and he shall rule them, the he is Yahushua, shall rule them with a rod of iron. They will never read this in the church. As a vessel, as the vessels of a potter, shall they be broken to shivers. Okay? They're gonna be broken in pieces, man, and consumed. Okay? That's gonna be a punishment. Even as I receive of my Father, and I will give him the morning star, which is Lucifer. Okay, we're gonna be the Illuminati, the real Illuminati. Okay, the holders of the light. Which is what? The law. Okay? And then we're gonna be a light unto the Lord is gonna make us perfect, man. Just like his son. Okay? We're gonna be absolutely perfect. Even our women. Okay, you can't even fathom that shit right now. Our women gonna be perfect. They're gonna be perfect servants for their man. And down here, you see it. Then Psalms 2 right here. Yep, here you go. This is verse 28. Let me read this. 26, Revelation NLT. To all who are victorious, who obey me to the very end, to them will I give authority over all. That's it. That's it, man. That's it, man. Look, that's it. That's why it says it shall not be left to any other people. Because we're going to have authority over those people, over those nations, man. And the Lord went through the line of the nations that's going to be obliterated, that's going to be dealt with, that's going to be punished. Okay? That's going into slavery by the hand of my people, Israel. It says, they will rule the nations. Okay? They will rule. Let me see. Governing power. You're going to be a governing power over the nation. We're going to be authoritative. And what it says, prescribe this direction for conduct, the law, especially one of regulations governing procedures in a legislative body or regulation observed by the players in a game sport. The law, authority. Okay? We're going to have authority over the nations. With an iron rod, okay, and smash them like clay pots. And they got Psalms, the second chapter, man. That was the Lord's blessing that he got from his Father. Okay, they separate entities. And wait, do I got a video on my phone? I think I got a video on my phone. I forgot to upload. But anyway, the Lord, because we are hearers. Okay, as long as we endure to the very end, obey Yahweh Shah to the very end. Okay, we're going to receive that authority. Okay, that blessing, that inheritance that the Lord is going to receive. His son is going to receive, man. Whatever the Lord is going to get, we're going to get. But the Lord has a preeminence, man. Okay, we're going to worship the Lord. We're going to bow down. It says all knees shall bow. And what? In reverence and worship. We want to worship the Lord's Son, man. And you got people even amongst Israel that got a problem with that. Because they was the ones back there that denied the Lord. And it says, but it shall break in pieces, going back to Daniel 2:44, and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Okay, all these kingdoms are what? The heathen kingdoms, man. Let me get this one real quick. This Haggai 2:22. And this is when the Lord comes back. It says, and let me go to 21. Speak to Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth. That's the Most High through his son, man. and I will overthrow. And the one way is going to shake by the missiles, man. That's this one way they're going to be overthrown. Okay, the another way is going to be by his son, Yahweh Shah. And I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. What's their strength? Their military. Okay? And they obviously want to take their resources. Or they're going to give it to us, like the Lord said in Isaiah. So a lot of Isaiah in his video, one video, mostly Isaiah. You know, now I'm in Daniel, Revelation, I'm in Haggai. And I will overthrow the chariots, it's the strength, and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. Yeah, so the Lord, he's gonna lay judgment to the line, man. He's gonna rain down fire from the missiles and fire from the chariots, man. Those laser beams. And it says over here in NLT, I will overthrow royal thrones and destroy the power of the foreign kingdoms. You see, I will overturn their chariots, and their riders and their horses will fall, and their riders will kill each other. You see? And this is going to be in the midst of World War III. Yahweh Shai he's going to end that war. All right, so I got into that. But yeah, let's go back to the movie now. And it says down here, but I'm gonna try to. Yeah, here's the movie I was talking about. A Trip to the Moon. (1959). So they had it. Yeah, definitely. I gotta watch this. So Esau always had it on his calendar, go to the moon, which he never did again. So this is in 1902. A silent film. A group of scientists ride to the moon in a cannon shell. I hope I don't get flagged for this, man. Goddamn. 144. Like spiritual power and Esau's technology. But anyway, movie 1956 says astronauts returning from a voyage. This is basically like Planet of the Apes. It says astronauts returning from the voyage get caught in a time warp and are propelled into a post-apocalyptic Earth populated by mutants. Okay, and you know who the mutants are. Come on now, the Israelites, man. It's a world without in Israel's world. Okay, and we're known as the mutants. X-Men. If you go into the X-Men, I'm not going. I go into another video on that. That's talking about Israelites, man. You know, if you went into the origins of X-Men, it's about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and the mutants were black people. Okay, and even in some I forget. I think it's the day of future past. It goes into how we gonna take over. It basically goes into everything. I forget how it went, but I think it was the original cartoon went into everything. Magneto is basically like a Moses or like Malcolm X, but he's basically like a Moses type, trying to free his people and trying to basically enslave the humans or the so-called white man. And obviously he's right. And but they treat him as opposition. But that's another video for another time. But the mutants are basically Israelites, and here they show you again. It's 1956, man. So you put it in your own movies about your own destruction, okay? You got the scriptures, and you got you yourself depicting your own end, okay? So you can't get mad at us. We just the messengers, man. And you gotta look at yourself too for putting out movies like this. You just showing the people what the future is, man. What the future beholds, man. It's destruction. You're not gonna have a world without end. That belongs to the Lord's people. Okay? Your world is coming to an end expeditiously. Okay? And we are in a free fall. That's why the scriptures say he knoweth that he have but a short time, man. These devils know, man. It's over. The tiny tops are on the move, man. They are on the move. And they putting out all this blackmail information. Fucking probably Epstein himself is probably doing it. You know what I'm saying? For extortion, to keep these politicians in line. These celebrities and the different, people in the society, in high society in line, man. But hey, corruption rules his kingdom, man. And you see it. You see it every damn day, man. And then we're in a time of Jacob's trouble, man. And it's going to get worse, man. Way worse. They can enter your homes. They can kill you with impunity. Okay, you don't need a habeas corpus. Okay, you don't have a right to a trial. Okay. They're not even gonna read your Miranda rights. They just gonna unalive you, okay, and have immunity doing so. The motherfucker that killed that man, that murdered that man, he ain't been charged. And you seen how the media, just like what's that movie? Oh, yeah, I recently watched again, which I might do a video on that. District 9. District 9 was basically about Israel. But they had them depicted as aliens, just like how they have the angels depicted as aliens. But there's another cryptic, symbolic movie, full of symbolism talking about Israel, and it shows you how the media turned and spun the narrative, just like the day. It's all a documentary, man. And how the movie it was set up as a documentary. That was the funny part about it. But another spiritual movie. And you seen they even called the beam that came, the gravitational beam. They called it a beam of light, and that's the beam that's in the scriptures, man. I think Psalms 104, and that's our deliverance out of here, man. The Lord's going to come in a chariot, and that's at first I thought this was a chariot right here, but You see the world is red. Like it's this thing is all symbolic, man. But anyway, hopefully this is edifying. Until next time I say shalom.